Let's keep things rolling here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk by welcoming in legendary NFL tight end Vernon Davis, who's joining us on behalf of Smirnoff, and we'll get to more on that in just a second. Vernon, I appreciate the time. First off, what did you make about this Bengals team this year and how they ended up, obviously falling short of their goal, but winning 10 straight games and coming up short in the AFC Championship game?
Yeah, I thought the Bengals did a great job this year. Like you said, they fallen short, but showing that, in the end, that's all that matters. And after playing for 14 seasons in the NFL, I think it's amazing. It's truly amazing what they've been able to do.
You went on plenty of deep playoff runs, and ultimately you were able to get that Super Bowl ring. But how difficult is it? Because I think there are young Bengals fans that just know Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and in this success that they've had in recent years. And then others like me remember probably the perception of the Bengals when you were in the league, especially early on, where it was just like, they're just one of those teams that isn't going to have much success in January. How hard is it to go deep in the postseason?
It's extremely hard to go deep. I mean, you're right. In the past, the Bengals, you wouldn't consider them when it comes to making it to the playoffs and going to the Super Bowl. But like I said, for what they've been able to do and stack up those wins the way they have it, it's a testament to their quarterback. And that's like one of the biggest key components when it comes to winning a game. You have to have a great quarterback, and they have it in Joe.
Like, what stands out to you about Joe Burrow when you watch him? Obviously, you were a great pass catcher. He loves throwing to tight ends. CJ Uzama got paid after having a big year last offseason, and Hayden Hurst was a big part of this offense this year. What stands out about Joe Burrow? What do you like about him?
The thing about Joe Burrow that stands out for me is his ability to remain in the pocket and stay poised. He just has this quiet confidence about himself when he's dropping back, and then his release. I mean, he can release the ball quicker than any quarterback. He can get it out to the receiver. And he's a true leader. He's a leader. He has everything that you want in a quarterback, the ability to be able to take control and to get the rest of the offense to follow behind you. Not only the offense, but the defense as well. Everyone respects him over there from what I hear, from reading reports and looking at him in the media. He's definitely that ideal quarterback, like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. He's that guy that you want.
I'm sure you're well aware of what quarterbacks in general are going to get paid with their new extensions, and Burrow's up for an extension this offseason. I think it's going to get done. We'll see. But it's not just him. Tee Higgins up for an extension. Jamar Chase will be extension eligible next offseason. In this modern NFL, do you think it's realistic to keep that trio together, knowing what wide receivers are making now, knowing what quarterbacks are making as well?
When it comes to extensions, that's the biggest caveat that we have here when looking into a team like the Cincinnati Bengals. The biggest question is, are they going to keep all these guys who are up for extensions? Because normally what happens, they part ways with a guy just because they can't afford them, and they don't want to put all of take all of their cap and put it into one or two guys. We know who the main guy is. We know who's the quarterback. We can't win without this quarterback, but can we replace the wide receiver? Sure. Yeah, they come a dime a dozen. It's hard to find a good quarterback like Joe. So with that being said, I think they're going to have to make some tough decisions when it comes to that. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
Vernon, you're joining us on behalf of Smirnoff and the cocktail coordinator. Could you tell me more about the cocktail coordinator that's going to be announced on Monday?
Yeah, we kicked off in LA. We've been so excited about this all season long. I mean, this is a great opportunity. The cocktail coordinator will have an opportunity to fly to the Super Bowl in style, beautiful transportation, and they will beautiful transportation. You can think about what that means, can't you? Let's say beautiful transportation. So it's going to be awesome. They also have a chance to walk media row with me, and it's spend some time. It's going to be amazing. Only one all season long. Only one remains, and I'm excited for the winner, which will be announced this coming Monday.
Yeah, I think it sounds really cool. I know on social media you'll be able to follow along at Smirnoff on Instagram all weekend long as they try to narrow it down to just one. But yeah, riding in style, walking media row. I mean, I'm going to have to jump in on it. You know why? Because I thought I was going to be in Phoenix anyways, and that isn't the case because the Bengals lost in the AFC title game. I do want to ask you about that game a little bit. What do you think this Bengals team needs to do this offseason? We talked about extension, some of those big guys, but do they need to reinvest in the offensive line, defensive line? What stands out weakness-wise about some areas that the Bengals should probably address in free agency and the draft?
Yeah, the defense is always a great place to start because you can have a wonderful offense, but without a great defense, it's gonna be tough because they have to go out there and stop the opposing offense. So if I'm the Bengals, I'm going to focus on that defense. We already have all the pieces that we need on offense. I mean, you can always make some upgrades in certain areas when it comes to offensive line, things of that nature. But I would definitely be concerned about the defense.
Gotcha. Yeah, they have some moving pieces for sure. Jesse Bates is a free agent to be, Jermaine Pratt. So we'll see what they do there. I think the last thing for me, that there was a lot of trash talk between the Bengals and Chiefs. And, you have Eli Apple on social media doing his thing, especially after they beat the Bills. And there was a lot of bickering back and forth. What do you make of that? Does that motivate? Is there more motivation as a player when that happens? Is that more for us media members? What do you make of trash talk in general and what you saw there?
I think trash talk just boils down to just one guy feeling a certain way about something, right? Whether it's another player, whether it's about a game, and they are entitled to say what they want. Is a freedom of speech. But I've had moments in my life where I was the one talking trash, and I had moments in my life where I grew as a player, I evolved, and I stopped trash talking. Some guys get off with trash talk. I don't buy into it. I think the team that goes out and put their actions to work rather than talking about it is the team that comes out victorious. So it's all about going out and executing. You can talk all you want, but what are you going to do to back it up?
I lied. Last thing, I have to ask you about Super Bowl 57, even though the Bengals aren't in it. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs trying to get their second ring of the Andy Reid Chiefs Mahomes era. Meanwhile, you have the Eagles led by Jalen Hurts trying to cruise and get their ring. Who do you like in this one?
I'm going to have to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. I was actually at the game this past week, and I had an opportunity to see Jalen Hurts do what he does best, just go out and perform like a superstar. And, the offensive line, I mean, he had so much time in the pocket. It was unbelievable. I strongly believe that this is going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a good one. I tell you that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one as well. And just a reminder that Smirnoff issued a call to football fans everywhere to serve up the best game day vibes and cocktails for a chance to be the cocktail coordinator. Many answered the call. Only one remains. Follow all weekend long at Smirnoff on Instagram, and they will announce the winner on Monday, February 6th. And like Vernon said, you'll be riding in style. The cocktail coordinator will be at Super Bowl 57 and be able to walk media row and so much more. So that's exciting, man. I appreciate the time, and whoever ends up being the cocktail coordinator, I know they're certainly lucky.
Thanks, James. Good to hear from you.